Tonight, former President Olusegun Obasanjo raises concern about the state of political parties in Nigeria. Chief of Air Staff says the military will not relent until Nigeria's northeast and Niger Delta regions are declared safe. Gunmen kidnapped 14 local oil workers in Niger Delta. The police remain search for victims and vow to release and the US and China formally joined the Paris Global Agreement to tackle climate change. And on business news tonight, business owners are challenged to create innovative ways of achieving growth in a difficult economic period.
And in sports news, Gernot Rohr wins first game in charge of the Super Eagles as Nigeria beat Tanzania 1-0 in Uyo.
We begin tonight with strong words from a former Nigerian president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, on the state of the system of government in practice in the country. Now, Chief Obasanjo is of the view that there is need to ensure that both ruling and opposition parties in the country are strong enough to sustain the country's democracy. Former President Chief Obasanjo made this submission when he hosted a factional chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Ali Modu Sharif, at his hilltop residence in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. He also has a word for Nigeria's main opposition party, the PDP.
We need strong political party in government and strong political party in opposition for democracy to be strong and dynamic. Today, PDP cannot claim to be a strong party in opposition. I don't know if APC can claim at the national level to be a strong party in government either. Now, that is part of the misfortune of this country today. That being the case, it must be the concern of all Nigerians that the present democratic dispensation must not be allowed to be derailed. And for it not to be derailed, we must have a strong political party in government and a strong political party in opposition.
With barely days to the Edo State governorship elections, some of the opposition political parties in the state are confident in their ability to win the poll. The candidates of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, the People's Democratic Party, and the Labour Party told Channels Television why they decided to run for the position and what they will do if elected.
Less than 7 days to the Edo State governorship elections, campaigns have been intensified. After 8 years of Adams Oshomole-led government in Edo State, 19 political parties are jostling to take over the reins of power. The candidate of the Labour Party tells us why he decided to run for the governorship seat of Edo State.
God said I should come back to Edo State to liberate it because he has heard the cry of his people. That is why he's sending me. He told me that if the people reject you, it is not me. Pastor Amos have rejected, it is God.
Osaro Naiwu, the candidate of Your Progressives Grand Alliance, enumerates areas of priority for him if he emerges winner of the election.
Health, security, infrastructure, education, youth and women empowerment, tourism and hospitality. 30% of my youth will leave the street. I promise you that, because I was a sportsman. I know what sports and entertainment can do to take use of the street. That's number one. Number two, I'll build our agricultural sector.
The People's Democratic Party candidate for the September 10 governorship elections, Agize Yamu, said he is confident of winning the election if it is free and fair.
I must commend the president, General Buhari. Even though we're not in the same party, he has displayed statesmanship in the way he has conducted himself in the election in Bayelsa, in the election in Rivers. And we are banking on that attitude, free and fair elections.
The election of September 10, 2016 will determine if the people are voting for change or continuity.
More reactions are trailing the murder of human rights lawyer Ken Aswete in Rivers State. This time, a coalition of civil society groups took to the streets of Port Harcourt, the state capital, to demand justice. The protesters are calling on the authorities to ensure that the killers are brought to justice. Our correspondent, Emmanuel Ere, reports.
It's a mix of civil society groups and other concerned individuals protesting in the streets of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Singing solidarity songs, they take their worries over the killing of human rights lawyer Ken Aswete to the State Police Command.
Kenneth is one of us. We are here on the auspices of the Niger Delta Civil Society Coalition to protest and to remind the security agencies that this death is one more death that we will no longer accept. That they should get to work and ensure that all the unsolved murders in Rivers State are solved and that the killers of Kenneth are found.
Then the CP steps out to address the protesters.
The only thing I have to say and to pledge and promise here is that we are going to get to the root of this matter.
Apparently not done, the group continues their march, stopping at some points to sing and dance, to drive on their call.
The level of human violence, carnage in this state is perpetuated by the political class. I say with all sense of responsibility. I know from my investigation, some of these youths who engage in this crime against humanity, if you look at their background, if you look at where they come from, if you look at their makeup, we discover that these boys cannot afford the sophisticated weapons they are handling. So somebody provided it for them. They have delivered on the job. They should as well do well to retrieve the arms from the boys.
For the Commissioner of Information in the state, this is not a political but a security issue.
There is no state in the world that is totally 100% safe. And so we regret this unfortunate killing of Ken. We've sent our condolences to the family. We have continued to hold meetings with the security forces, especially the police, to see how those who killed him will be apprehended and be brought to face justice.
For these protesters, this is a loud statement that the killing of human rights lawyer Ken Aswete will not go down quietly, and according to them, they are willing to follow it through until justice is done. Emmanuel Ere, Channels Television News.
Staying in Rivers State, 14 local oil workers and a driver have been kidnapped by gunmen in the state. The incident reportedly occurred on the road between Omoko and Elele towns near Port Harcourt, the state capital, as the workers made their way to work yesterday. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Mr. Francis Odesonya, who confirmed this to Channels Television, said the driver of the bus conveying the workers continued on the trip after their security escorts had stopped to fuel their vehicles. He added that one of those kidnapped escaped, but his men are still on the trail of the criminals. In the meantime, the Nigerian military has vowed that until the Niger Delta and the northeast regions are declared safe, it will not rest on its oars. This is coming from the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who was in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital, where he commissioned some projects at the Air Force mini base. Air Marshal Abubakar solicited the support of the people of the Niger Delta to ensure success in Operation Delta Safe, which is aimed at ending militancy in the region.
The continuous damage of oil facilities by Niger Delta militants is taking its toll on the nation's revenue, and the military is charged with the responsibility of ensuring that such acts of sabotage are put to an end. It therefore becomes imperative that officers and men of the military are well motivated to carry out this task. This is one of the reasons for the visit of the Chief of the Air Staff to Yenagoa, the Bayelsa state capital. He is in town to attend to the residential, social and administrative needs of all Air Force personnel in Yenagoa, and he is insisting that the military will not relent in its operation to bring peace to all the troubled regions in the country.
As we speak, our surveillance and offensive air assets are daily providing the needed support to sister services as the Armed Forces of Nigeria is determined to tackle all acts of criminality in this region. We shall not relent nor rest on our hours until we ensure the protection of every inch of Nigeria's territory and its people.
The military has always emphasized that fighting militancy and insurgency is one task that should not be left to security operatives alone. One of such partnership is the one promised by the Bayelsa state people.
I will also use this opportunity to call on all our people to partner with the government in providing holistic solution to the problems of the Niger Delta. On my part, in tune with the NAF motto, I am always willing, able, and ready to support the NAF in whatever way I can, irrespective of whatever the challenges may be.
Some of the projects commissioned include staff quarters and officers' mess for personnel of the Nigeria Air Force.
The federal government is set to begin the training of the remaining 13,000 ex-agitators under the Niger Delta Amnesty Program. The coordinator of the program, retired Brigadier General Paul Boro, told a news conference in Abuja that 10,000 of the ex-agitators will be trained in the agriculture sector and the remaining 3,000 will be trained in the oil and gas sector. General Boro, who is also the senior special assistant to the president on Niger Delta, encouraged state governments in the region to find positive ways to engage the militants for meaningful development.
The focus for now is in line with the government's alternative to oil, the diversification, which is on agriculture. The government is looking at two areas to beef up its economy: agric, solid mineral. The aim is to capture about 10,000 ex-agitators that will be trained not in just agric, but in scientific method of agriculture. Involve these boys in your day-to-day administration. Give them tasks. They are members of the state. Give them responsibility. Capture them.
In part two, after the break, the Abuja Light Rail project is threatened as vandals damage underground cables. We'll be back in just a moment.